Hi, and welcome back to the mini farm. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a cream of chicken soup from scratch using real ingredients. I'll show you both the condensed soup version, so if your recipe calls for a can of condensed cream of chicken soup, that's what you would use. And I'm also going to show you how to take that condensed cream of chicken soup into a full-blown soup with some freshly shredded chicken and some extra herbs and spices in there that would really kick it up a notch, and even some suggestions for veggies if you want to really take it to the next level. So if you would like to see how to make cream of chicken soup without needing a can opener, then just keep watching. But first, please give this video a thumbs up if you like videos like this, and click the subscribe button below if you haven't done so already. Without further ado, here's how to make cream of chicken soup better than the can. To get started, you want to take a half split chicken breast and boil it into some kind of broth. The reason I'm doing this part is because I want the shredded chicken in my soup later, and that's why I'm using it this way. If you don't want the shredded chicken, you can easily do store-bought broth or just make your own and then use the chicken for something else. To make this broth, take your split chicken breast with the bone in and the skin on, cover it with water, add salt, some onion, and a bay leaf. Bring it to a boil, then cover it and let it simmer for about an hour, and it'll be ready to go after that. Now let's get into the actual recipe. For this recipe, you're going to need butter, flour, heavy cream, some bouillon. I like to use the organic better than bouillon, but you can also make homemade, which I'll be using both just to flavor it up a little bit. And that's it. Let's get started. To start this recipe, you just want to have your pot or medium heat. You want to melt your butter in the bottom of a heavy pot. I have my heat about medium right now. And just before it melts completely, you don't want to burn it, add in the flour. And here I'm just using equal parts flour and butter. I will have the exact measurements in the info box below, but 2 tablespoons each. I'm going to show you the condensed version first, and then we'll continue to add more to make it into the actual soup. I stirred in this flour, whisked it in, and now we're just going to cook out the floury taste. I'll turn it to medium high, let it bubble up a little bit. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes. Starting to bubble up in there, really cook out the floury flavor. And over here, I have my chicken broth that has been simmering away. I have a bone-in chicken breast in there because I'm going to use it for my recipe. I wanted to shred it later, so I figured let's go ahead and make some for this recipe as well. You definitely don't have to do that. You can use the bouillon. Ladle in 1 cup and whisk that in. Get rid of all the clumps in there. And then 1 more. And whisk that in. Turn your heat on low. At this point, you have condensed cream of chicken soup. But to add more flavor to it, I like to do a little bit of the better than bouillon, because it really kicks up some delicious flavors in there. Mix that in really good. Add a splash of cream. Whisk that in. And this is technically your condensed cream of chicken soup. So this is what you would get if you opened up a can. Now I'm going to actually turn it into the soup version by adding more broth. I got some of my onions from my broth. And I'm also going to shred a little bit of chicken in there to give it some yummy flavors. Whisk that in really good. At this point, you can add whatever kind of extra flavor you want. You can put some poultry herbs in here, some garlic and herb seasoning, anything that you want to add. But if you want just the basic soup, this is how it goes. You want to taste for salt. It does need a hint of salt. And I'll also add a little bit of cracked pepper. Taste that now. The stuff that comes out of the can does not have pepper in it though. Oh, that is so good. So to kick this up a notch, I do have boiled chicken over here. I'm going to show you how I shred that. To shred chicken, or any meat really, this has just been boiled. You need 2 forks. Put one in and twist and pull the other one apart. One in and twist and pull the other one apart until you get all of the meat off. This is just a split chicken breast, so it has the bone and everything in it. You can easily do this with boneless, skinless chicken. The bone does add better flavor to your broth and to your chicken meat, so if you can handle having the bone on there, I would. You could also just pull the meat off and throw it in your KitchenAid mixer if you have one. KitchenAid mixer if you have one, and put it with a paddle attachment in there, and it'll shred it for you. All right, this is my shredded chicken. If you want to shred it even more, just continue to do that until it's the consistency you want it. Adding in a little bit of the shredded chicken in here. That'll be enough for this soup. You can add in any kind of veggies you want in here. Some peas would be very yummy in here too. But there is your soup. This is what it looks like now. I did add some dill weed to it and a little bit of parsley. I don't know what it is about dill weed and creamy soups. I just think it tastes so good together. And I also added a pile of that shredded chicken on top. So good.
It was Ian. And then I thought, yeah.
If your recipe calls for condensed cream of chicken soup, you would just use the earlier version that we had. Just pull 2 cups of that. That would be the equivalent of a can. And you can use that in any recipe that calls for a can of the condensed soup. This is how you make any kind of cream of something soup. So if you were to do cream of celery, you just boil a little bit of celery with some salt. Or if you wanted to do cream of mushroom, saute a little bit of mushroom and use the broth from that. They're all exactly the same process. I actually have made the cream of mushroom before, so I'll link that here. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like videos like this, and you haven't done so already, you can click on my face to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!